Okay, if you're watching this video, you're opting to do the PSAT review independently. So let me help you and let's get ready to take this test. Okay, some of the PSAT, what I did was cut out different examples that I know that we can get correct. Okay, so let's start here. The first one says Tyra subscribes to an online gaming service that charges a monthly fee of $5.25 per hour for time spent playing premium games. Which of the following functions gives Tyra's cost in dollars for a month in which she spends X hours playing premium games? Okay, so we know that we have to include $5 in what she's going to pay. She's going to pay that for the monthly fee, and then she's also going to play premium games. So we're going to add that to her costs. Now, what we do not know is how many premium games she's going to play. So since we don't know that, that one needs a variable. In this case, it's going to be X. Okay. And so we want to look for the equation that looks like this. The first part is just saying C of X, which means the cost of X games. So in this case, we want to look for the one where the X is next to that 0.25 and the 5 is alone. And so our answer choice should be C. Okay, let's move on. Let's keep going. Another one that you might see here, number 2, is a system question. Okay, lots of system questions. So, system, don't forget what that means is that these two are going to cross and they're going to cross at an ordered pair. So, our answer is going to be in the form X comma Y. All right, so we need two answers. So, which ordered pair satisfies the system? If you look at this and you put in your hidden ones, you can see that X's are lined up, Y's are lined up, and answers are lined up. So that means that we can eliminate or cross something out if we get them to be opposite. So if I look at 2X and 1X, I can get that to be opposite if I multiply this second guy by -2. Multiplied by -2. So I'm going to keep that whole first equation. I'm going to rewrite it 2x minus 1y equals 6. And I'm going to multiply everything by -2 on the bottom. So 1 times -2 is -2x. Now I'm going to multiply this one. -2 times 2y is -4y. And then I'm going to multiply this last one. -2 times -2 is +4. And then when I look at this, okay, now I can eliminate. So that means I'm going to cross these out. And what do I do next? I add. And so -1y plus -4y is going to give me -5y. And then I'm going to add 6 plus 4 and get 10. And now I want to solve for y, okay? And so if I do that, I want to divide by -5 and divide by -5, and I get y equals -2. Now, which one is that? That's our second one. Before you go to move on the PSAT, you want to look at your answer choices. As soon as you get one answer, in case you can eliminate some choices. So choice A has +2 here, so you know it's not that. Choice B has +2 in the Y. It's not that one. Choice C has -2 in the Y, so it might be that. Choice D has +2. It can't be that. So already we know that it's got to be choice C. We don't even have to solve for X because it's the only one that has -2 there. Okay, next one. Lots of scatter plot questions usually. So to get us ready, let's talk about some of them. It says, this scatter plot above shows the widths and heights of 12 types of rectangular envelopes. What is the width in inches of the envelope represented by the data point that is farthest from the line of best fit? And it tells you that is not shown. So they don't have a line of best fit. That means that you want to draw one in. Remember, the line of best fit isn't a straight line going through here. It wants to go through the middle of those data points, okay? The best you can. So even if you don't have a straight edge, you want to draw one the best you can through the middle. And which point is furthest away from that line of best fit? Clearly, it's this guy right here, which is the 7. And does anyone remember what that is called? They might not say the furthest point. They might call it something that starts with an O, called the outlier. Okay, so if they ask you for the outlier, it's the one furthest away. In this case, it's 7. Okay, number 4 on this page. The line graph above shows the monthly rainfall from March to October last year in Chestnut City. According to the graph, what was the greatest change in absolute value in monthly rainfall between 2 consecutive months? The greatest change, meaning like not what's the tallest, but where does the rainfall change the most between which 2 months? Is it going to be March to April, right? That went from 4 to 3.5. Which one's the biggest? Well, clearly we can see the line from here to here, from September to October, has the biggest drop. But that's not the answer choices. Down here, it wants the drop in inches. So this one's the biggest one. This line represents, if you go back, this is at 5 inches of rain. And then if we follow this over, it's right between 2 and 3. So we know that would be 2.5. And so we would do 5 inches minus 2.5 inches. And that would tell us that this would be 2.5 inches is the greatest change. And that would be answer choice C. Okay, next one. I'm moving along rather quickly. So if you need to pause the video, you can do that at any time. This one, a soda company is filling bottles of soda from a tank that contains 500 gallons of soda. At most, how many 20-ounce bottles can be filled from the tank? And then it tells you in parentheses that 1 gallon is 128 ounces. So imagine that. 500 gallons of soda, that's a lot. But we're going to fill bottles in ounces. So the first move is going to figure out how many ounces is 500 gallons. Okay, well, if one is 128, we want to take 500 gallons times 128 ounces each. All right. And you're going to have a calculator for this section. So you want to put that in your calculator, times 128. And you get 64,000 ounces here. Okay. Now that's not the answer choice. Now you want to take that 64,000 and you're filling 20-ounce bottles. How many can be filled? So what you want to do is take the 64,000 and divide it by our 20 ounces. Okay. And if you do that, show you on screen here, it tells you that we would be able to fill 3,200 bottles, which would be answer choice D. So a lot of these questions that have 3 pieces of information, see, 500 gallons, 20 ounces, 128 ounces, usually they're asking you to do 2 steps. And a lot of times it's multiply and divide. All right, let's look at another one very similar to that. A car traveled at an average speed of 80 miles per hour for 3 hours and consumed fuel at a rate of 34 miles per gallon. Approximately how many gallons of fuel did the car use for the entire 3-hour trip? Okay, this is very similar. First, if you go 80 miles per hour for 3 hours, 80 times 3 is going to give you 240 miles is how far you travel total. But then you get 34 miles per gallon, it said. So if you take that 240 miles and divide it by the 34 miles per gallon, it will tell you how many gallons you needed, all right? And so again, you want to do that in a calculator if you don't know, but the final answer to that would be 7. 7 gallons. Okay, and that's it for our first page of review. If you need help on the second page, see the next video.